Welcome to 8 Unedited Minutes brought to you by the National Speakers Association of Illinois. There's a ton of value to unlock when you become an active volunteer of a local professional association, but what does it look like? I discussed that and the best ways to become a valued member of your local chapter in this episode with my guest, Corey Perlman. Corey is a CSP and the past president of the National Speakers Association Atlanta chapter and founder of Impact Social Media. Corey is a best-selling author and keynote speaker who helps businesses and professional speakers turn their online presence into real-world results, not just likes and followers. We dive into topics including why joining a committee will boost your brand recognition in your association's chapter, how to know if joining your local board of directors is the right move for you, the one reason and value above all else to become an active volunteer for your local association, and other golden nuggets of advice. You're going to love this show. Thank you for joining me for 8 Unedited Minutes, Corey. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, Mark. Thanks for having me, man.
We're going to have a peppy conversation about how to get the most out of your local chapter of NSA membership. Once before we get into why people should, as far as you go, you volunteer a lot at the local and national level. Why is NSA so important to you?
Oh gosh. It's been, the best investment I've ever made in my career. I can tie six, maybe seven figures of revenue because of NSA. So besides the relationships, which have been paramount, the return on investment has been unbelievable. The value I've learned, the education, the ability to avoid pitfalls have just been extraordinary. NSA is the greatest association I've ever been involved with.
So if someone's watching and they're a member of the local chapter, but maybe they just attend events now and then, like many people do. What's the first step to doing something, getting involved beyond just attending events?
Finding out what the need is in your local chapter, what you'll find is there are always needs for volunteering. It's a volunteer organization and it doesn't go without its members volunteering. So figuring out where the holes are and then where your strengths are. So for me, I started to get to know a lot of speakers nationally. So a nice fit for me was program director. That was my initial start to volunteering at NSA Georgia, and then I became president soon after that. So just kind of figuring out where their needs are, Mark, and then where you have the right strengths and what gives you energy. You don't want it to be something that you don't like to do because you'll get burnt out quicker. So try to find something that is energy giving versus energy taking.
Well, paint a picture. What does it look like? Someone watching say, "I'm good at marketing." Joining a committee, what kind of things can people expect if they're thinking I might want to do like hours, volunteer wise? What kind of things can people expect and benefits from joining a committee to start with?
Yeah, but joining a committee is helpful because it's kind of putting your toe in the water a little bit. I don't feel like it's you're on an island by yourself. It's not a lot of time and energy, and I think again you'll gain so much more than you'll have to put into it. But a committee is a great way to start just because you've got some people to help you out along the way. But if I had to put a time constraint around it, I'd say, at most a couple hours a month. And then you'll probably also get a little bit of stage time at your events where you can talk about what's happening in your committee. And the bottom line is more people get to know you. We can't refer you business unless we know you. And part of volunteering means that we get to know you more and your star begins to rise and gets a little bit brighter. Don't do it for that reason, but know that that is a value of volunteering for sure.
Speak a little more to that when you say, and I'll use air quotes, get to know you. How do people get to know you? Because you've experienced it on to the nth degree, but someone watching, like, maybe I should join a committee. What kind of ways do they get known by being on a committee and taking leadership roles?
You first of all, the committee gets to know you. So beyond your expertise and what you speak about, they get to know you as a human being, which is great. And then slowly but surely, so does your chapter. They get to see the good product that you've created. Like you said, if it was marketing, it's, the emails that go out, it's the flyers that are created. If you're on the program committee, it's the great speakers that show up each week or each month and deliver content and so on and so forth. And what's really great about NSA, Mark, is we're pretty good at recognition, I feel like, because it's really our only currency if you think about it. And I know when I was president that I wanted to make sure that I recognized the people who were volunteering and supporting our organization. So I made it a point, and I think most do, to acknowledge and appreciate the committees and the people that put the work in to get us all together. So you can expect some visibility and some appreciation when you join a committee.
Someone wants to take the next level to continue the conversation. When it comes to joining a board, what does it look? How do you raise your hand? How do you put the feelers out there to find out if joining a board is the right play for you?
Have some conversations around what the needs are of the upcoming years. I can guarantee you that there's some nervous people that don't have a good runway for certain parts of the chapter. That, again, like you said, could be marketing, could be programming, could be other things that I'm not thinking of right now. And so find out what the needs are and then raise your hand. Jump in head first. Don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Do it. I've never heard somebody regret their decision to volunteer for their local chapter. Literally, I've been a part of NSA for over a decade, 15 years, I think. And I've heard nothing but positive stories around volunteering for your local chapter. And the biggest regret is not doing it sooner.
So paint the picture a little more. If someone raises their hand, they get on the board. Same thing as we said about a committee. When it comes to the board, what can people, if they're wondering right now, what can people expect? A little bit of the time, but more so the recognition, the responsibilities. What can people expect of, okay, if I join a board, this is going to happen to my life?
You will definitely be meeting on a consistent basis. When I did it, we met monthly, and then we communicated much, more frequently than that, but nothing absurd and crazy. It should be very efficient. And then, you might meet a little bit before the monthly meeting or after, just to touch base. You are serving, so I think that when it comes to face-to-face events, you are the people who are putting on the event, so you're probably working doing the name tags, greeting people, making the experience for new members as great as you can. It's all hands on deck. I will say that if you
Mhm.
volunteer, you might be doing some things that you didn't sign up for, and that's okay, because somebody did it for you, you're doing it for others, and eventually somebody else who you did it for will continue to do that. So I would just say, Mark, there will be a lot of concrete things that you need to do, but there will also just be like, how can I help? And it might be folding chairs, it might be cleaning up. I did all that stuff and I don't regret a second of it.
With you, thinking back to when you were on the board of your local chapter, what would you say is the biggest benefit or reward that you personally got as an example?
Building relationships. I, got friends that I have to this day, both at the local level and at the national level that I'll never forget. Clear takeaways. I mean, people who have referred me business, speaking engagements, because I served NSA, not because I served them, but because I served NSA, they got to know me in an organic way and they were able to refer me business. That's not why I did it, but that is obviously a clear ROI. But paramount was beyond the money and things of that nature. It's the relationships that I've built, the friendships, like with you. I have a great friendship with you, and it wouldn't have been the case without NSA.
So, in closing, whether it's reiterating something you've already said or something new, someone watching right now, they're on the fence, they're a member of the local chapter. What is the one reason, like above all else, like if you want to get involved, this is a strong reason why. What nudge would you give that person watching thing? And I'm thinking about it, but I'm not sure. What is the one nudge you would give them to make the leap?
You'll get more out of your membership the more you volunteer. The more you give, the more you will get. It sounds so cliche, but it's so true. And I'm not the only one who has said that. So if you're thinking about it, do it. Don't overthink it. Just go ahead and jump in. And even if it's not your particular area of expertise, you're volunteering, so you don't have to be, an expert in whatever area you're volunteering in. Your help will go a long way and you'll look back and say, "Wow, I got a lot more out of it than I gave," and I was glad I did it.
Thank you, Corey. This has been awesome. And if people want to find you online, where's the best place or places to go?
Well, I am in the world of social media, so Instagram at Corey Perlman Speaks, LinkedIn, Corey Perlman, or my website, CoreyPerlman.com. That's CoreyPerlman.com. Mark, thanks for having me, buddy.
You're welcome. And with that, and scene.
Was that okay?
That was awesome.